This time on 818 Custom Garage, it's Big Rock 6S time, and it's time to make this thing how I've always wanted it to be. And we took it out last time, had a blast with it. This thing out of the box, they're fantastic. They really are. A lot of people don't like the tires. I thought it did pretty good on the stock tires. I could see like if you put a set of backflips on it, or something else along like a set of MX 43s or whatever they are. You would get a little bit more control, like off the jumps and stuff like that. But having a belted tire or something like this thing handles so good. It's very much set up like when you really look at a lot of the specs, very much set up like the Italian, which is awesome. Those things were meant to like just handle out of control, but you could make some changes and make it a really good overall basher. So that's what we're gonna do. This thing is gonna be an ultimate basher. So stay tuned. Let's show you what we got going on. Man, so let's look at the backbone, and I showed you this in the last video. We've got our M2C chassis, right? So we're gonna do the chassis. I found, and this was tough to find, this is a Basher Queen carbon fiber center brace. Man, these things, I love them. They're fantastic braces. She's no longer doing her stuff. M2C's taking it over. I don't think they're going to do the carbon braces, center braces anymore. I have a feeling they're probably going to go to a 60-61 center brace, which is nice and it's great. But man, these things they weigh nothing. They're lighter than the original ones, and they are fantastic. I use them in a lot of stuff, especially all the on-road stuff. I love them, but they're hard to come across. If you can find them for a build, snatch them. I got lucky finding that one, so super cool. Then we got a whole box of stuff. So let me start showing you some of the things that we got going on here. Oh man, I got too much stuff going up here. I gotta clean up. So we are gonna do full billet aluminum bulkheads, because these are known for tearing out the bulkheads. You can do a few things to them to make them pretty good. We're gonna do that already, but so we got trio billet aluminum bulkheads, front and rear, for it. We are going to do, I'm going to upgrade a lot of the steering on it. So this is the new servo saver assembly that's on like the new Creighton V2 EXB 6S, that guy. So this is the new servo saver assembly, and I actually liked it so far. So you can get that servo saver assembly, and we're going to see if we can make it work. I think I can. We've got our whole servo with an aluminum mount. This is a 36 kg AGF RC servo. You look at the numbers, basically almost identical to the Reef's Raw 500. So this thing's a little bit cheaper, but AGF makes Reef's servos and a lot of other servos. This mount is off of Amazon. It's super duper cheap. It is the same mount that Perfect Pass sells on their website for super cheap, and it's great. I mean, I've used it once before. It's very simple. I replace a lot of the hardware, the screws. I just don't like the screws that come with it. And plus I want to do stainless ones on the top and stuff like that. But it comes with like the bevel washers up here and stuff. It comes with the aluminum mount, the standoffs, all that stuff. It comes with that. I use a little, I do the billet hot racing spacers to get the servo to sit where I want, because all servos are slightly different sometimes in size. So we're doing that. What else we got? Oh man, we got all the M2C braces that goes along with this thing. M2C shock towers, front and rear. M2C chassis braces, front and rear. Oh, I gotta replace that one cracked arm. Man, there's a bunch of junk. There's the front brace, or the front shock tower. Man, this thing keeps going. We got, because I'm gonna change the front upper hinge pins, because I'm doing, it's in here. Front. Let's see. So the upper hinge pin brace on the back, front, rear is plastic. They're known for snapping off. This is M2C one. It's basically based off the EXB type. So that's why I'm changing the pins. M2C gives you the droop screws and all that stuff with their kit. Oh man, there's a bunch of junk in here. So what else? I am not going to end up using these hinge pins, because we are doing the full M2C hinge pin brace setup that uses their bracing and the Delrin bushings, their full hinge pin, captive hinge pins. I did that on our Outcast. Never, I mean, after I did that, no issues. So we're doing that front and rear. There's the other one. We are doing the carbon, 5mm carbon turn plates that go there. Oh man. Since this thing, I know he ran in the snow and stuff, I am replacing the wheel bearings because there's a little bit, so if you look here, little rust and stuff around there. There's some rust on the screws. So as we go through this whole thing, I'm going to replace a lot of the, if I need to replace the screws, I'm going to replace the screws. Man, we got a lot of other bracing. M2C shock standoffs. These are the 4mm. These are good, but it will probably end up going to either a, who is it? Scorched one or to the 5mm M2C. This is the center. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're so weird. Not weird. The top plate, all this stuff. I mean, we got everything in here. It's pretty wild. So, we got a lot of good stuff. This thing is I think is gonna be pretty much an ultimate bash. I mean, this thing is gonna be so strong, so good. One other thing I'm doing too, and that's why I have this kind of a part, is you see the rear tie rods, right? These are a 5mm turnbuckle, which is good. That's normal. I've never really had a problem with these. I just hate that the black ones tend to, I don't know, you can see the rust on there and stuff, but these are off the new Creighton. They're a 5mm as well. They use a little bit different end, so set those up. So we're going to put those on the rear and the front steering, right? So this one is 4mm. This turnbuckle is 4mm. The new Creighton uses the same exact turnbuckle. So they use the same turnbuckle front and rear. It makes this now a 5mm turnbuckle up here. And then, oh man, I got the new ends. They have this whole new, they have a lot of these new ends, which is pretty cool. So the ends that go on those, they're slightly different, pretty big, bulky. And then the one that goes on the end over here, the ball actually goes deep into it and it's captured. It's got a lot more capture around it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I noticed that on the Creighton and I was like, that is super cool. So we're going to try this out. So I think that along with that, the new servo saver setup really, and this, of course that servo, we're really going to beef this thing up. And right now I am not planning on doing any power upgrades. One other thing is this is the new V2 fan mount and setup for the motor. So this is what they have on the new Creighton. And if you notice, it actually has a screw that, cinches down and collapses it. If you look, it has all these different mounting holes here. So if you watch the Creighton video, I did a dual fan mount. So I'm going to do a dual fan mount on this thing too. We're going to do the stock motor, stock ESC, speed pinion. I'll probably turn the punch up because the punch was all stock. I haven't even touched any of that stuff. So I'll probably turn the punch up. This thing is going to rip. This thing's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Now, if it doesn't have enough power, I do have a Max 6 combo. That could eventually make its way in here. We'll see. I don't know if it needs it. I mean, this thing goes pretty fast the way it is. We're going to add a little bit of weight, doing some of this stuff. But this thing's going to be able to take massive abuse. And the idea is we're going to send this thing off the red ramp a lot because I think it's so much fun being that long wheelbase, handling wise and doing big jumps. I want to see what it does. It'll still do awesome backflips. It'll still take tons of abuse. So I really enjoy it. Man, I wish it had the white body though. But, like I said, we bought this used and in really good shape. Can't complain, right? So, let's go start pulling this thing together. I'm going to start getting all these turnbuckles and everything all situated first, lined up. Then I'm going to start doing module by module by module. And we're going to clean too, because it's a little dirty. Probably replace some of the screws that are rusty, because that drives me crazy. That's my OCD. That's my OCD for sure. So stay tuned. Bang! That all comes out so fast. Man, I probably should have time-lapsed it, but yeah, the center all comes out real fast. So I got pieces all over the place. So I just pull it out. It's just, a couple screws here and there. You can pull everything out. I'm like, I put the screw, I always put the screws back in where they go. Same with the side skirts, all that stuff, center. So I'm just gonna clean a lot of this stuff. I'll wipe it down. I'll use some tub of towels. If I need to, I'll get the spick and span out or whatever. Shocks are pretty nasty, so I knew the upper seals were leaking on these caps. So when I ordered the piston kit from MTC, I also ordered a set of seals for the caps. So, and then I bought new O-rings for the shafts and everything, because I'm going to pull these completely apart. We're going to clean everything really good, get it all really cleaned out good, and then we'll use our Protect grease on all the O-rings and everything when we go to reassemble. And I am using stock fluid, so it's got, it's pretty heavy weight. They use 1300 in these things, so I'm going to put 100 weight back in it. And because Avery Looper at MTC said, hey, just start with the stock weight, see what you think. I like the heavier weights. Some people don't, because I do like to drive mine a lot too and see how they do. So we're gonna clean these up, rebuild them, and because I don't think the shafts are leaking, but I'm like, hey, if I'm doing all this, a couple bucks for some O-rings, I'm just gonna do it so that it's all done right, especially putting in the MTC caps. And I wanted to clean everything out. I wanted to completely disassemble and clean it all really good. So yeah, because I know sometimes what I've noticed is a lot of times the pistons are loose on the shaft and they rock a lot, and you get it tends to wear the anodize, the black anodize that's on the inside, wear that down. So we'll look at that when we pull them apart. I'll look at that. If it's worn down, I'll let you guys know. It's always a good thing to look at whenever you're changing oil, changing anything, is to tighten the piston nut on there. So man, I'm super pumped. This thing's coming along good. So we'll get these to pop these off. It's just you're pulling your 4 screws. Well, this one I gotta pull I'll pull the bumpers off first, and then you pull your screws and the whole assembly comes off. Then I can disassemble the stuff, because like I said, I'm doing complete new bulkheads, and then so I'm only going to keep like the plastic, components and stuff like that, but I want to clean them all really. I want to clean everything really good too. And then while I'm here, I'm going to replace inner and outer bearings and all that other stuff. So I got to pull that apart, re-Loctite everything, and we'll get everything re-greased. I'm going to keep the diffs at the 80K. They're at they're 80K, 80,000. Yeah, front and rear. They're 80,000. I do have, since I had this, I upgrade. I put the Arrma metal or the aluminum center diff in there, and this does have earplugs in it, so which I think is the way to go. But I feel like, man, maybe I don't know. Maybe we up it to, I don't know, I kind of like how it was even at 80 and 80. We could always go to 200, or, I could always go 200, 300, maybe, something like that. So, but I'm definitely keeping the earplugs in the center. I like the center locked up. I like how they handle and stuff like that better with the centers locked up pretty much. So, when there's too much slip in the center, no good. So, let's, we're going to get the rest of this apart, and then I think the next step we'll get, I'm just going to clean everything up. I'll get the assemblies back together, and you can see, like, we'll show you the assemblies and stuff like that off the new chassis, and then I'll get the shocks apart. We'll go through, clean those up. We'll look if there's any issues on the inside. I'll show you what they are. If there's any issues anywhere else, we'll show you what it looks like. Everything's, one thing I did notice is, look at that. I mean, there's no shock on there, and it's like squeaky and bound up. So I'm not a fan of that. So we're going to figure out what's going on there. But I guarantee you, I mean, that could be in the hinge pins here and things being tight and bound up. What's nice about the M2C ones is you get them to where you can set that whole, it's almost like setting valve lash and all that other stuff. You're setting the gap, right? And you can get it to where it doesn't bind. You can get it to where it's tight, just to where it's tight, but doesn't bind. Because this is binding up the rear suspension, I didn't look at the front. The front's, it gets stuck up there a little bit, but it's okay. So, but I think we'll be okay. And like I said, I got to replace that arm because it's cracked through. But man, really, really happy. It's dirty. Man, I mean, I didn't notice. If you look at this chassis, it almost looks like it's sandblasted back here. Those front tires were just driving tons of grit and everything back there, just beating up everything. So I'm glad those RPM guards are on too. So, because those really make a difference. They really do help save your drive shafts, your shock shaft, and everything, and even these get hit a little bit, but not too bad. So, man, see how it goes. Next step, keep on rolling. Oh man, so I just have to share this. This is the back shocks, all right? And I have never seen this before, but when you I could barely get the lower caps off, and they are Loctited on there with massive amounts of Loctite, both sides. I mean, I struggled. I jacked this. I didn't jack it up completely, but I mean, I had to it marred it all up, in order to get it off. I mean, it was tough. I mean, can't get it off by hand. I use pliers and my wrench to hold it, and it was. I mean, in this one, same thing. I mean, look at all that. It's crazy. I've never seen that before. I don't understand why they would be Loctited on there. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know if it's these weren't bottoming out and sealing or whatnot. So, just wild. So, we'll get everything. I got everything out. The pistons, actually, they were a little tiny loose, but not crazy bad. The inside of the housing looks good. The shock body looks good inside. So usually you would see the black being gone, and your shock oil would be pretty nasty looking. It usually be almost gray or dark looking. It happens a lot. Man, so these look good. So we are going to I'm gonna get everything all cleaned up. We use some brake cleaner on everything, get all really clean, and then I mean, honestly, they didn't look like they were leaking, but I've got the O-rings, so I'm gonna grease them up, put new O-rings back in. We'll change the pistons out, get it all assembled, and the backs will be done. So, but man, I just had to share that. I'm curious. Put in the comments if you guys have seen this on any Arrmas before, on a 6S or whatnot. So I have never seen this anywhere on an Arrma before. This is the first time ever, and they were. I mean, it was really hard to get off. Really hard. I thought maybe they had been cross-threaded on, like the first one. And I was like, man, I saw Loctite, and then I went to go pull that one off. I was like, holy cow. So we'll see once I'm done with the rears, I'll go do the fronts. I'll see if the fronts have the same thing. So I'll let you know. Hey, so I apologize for the mess. I mean, this is reality. This is not, it's not a perfectly clean shop everywhere. This is reality for most everybody, especially when you're doing something like this. I mean, completely pulling things apart and then cleaning, right? I mean, you look at all that stuff, it's all nice and clean. I cleaned it all up good. Tubby towels work great. I mean, but look at this mess. This is just tearing this back end apart. I mean, there's just, and look, I can hold this. This thing does not rotate. There's an issue there. And I can tell you this. I tried to pull that hinge pin out. It's all rusty inside and nasty. And that's in plastic, right? That's why it squeaks, makes all that noise. Look at this thing. Look at this. Flapping around. This thing is gorgeous. M2C hinge pin braces, that's the way to go. I mean, you don't have to do the aluminum bulkhead. It's nice though. I've done, I really like these hinge pin brace setups because it really encapsulates, it's almost like a little exoskeleton, and it pulls a lot of the stress off of the bulkhead. Because the 6S ones are known for just destroying bulkheads too, on big G'd out landings and stuff like that. So, but if you do that hinge pin brace, even with a stock bulkhead, I've had the bulkheads last pretty long, so it's pretty sweet. So man, I'm just gonna keep tearing this thing apart, cleaning it up. But I just wanted you guys to see. I mean, it was like, I had to get vice grips on this thing to pull it out and like hit it out and stuff. So just to get a hinge pin out. So if you want to run in the snow and water and mud, this is what you got to deal with. You know, you won't get the best performance out of it. I'm just not a big fan. I mean, it's fun to do, right? Man, if you don't get it cleaned out correctly, it wreaks havoc on everything. So, but this thing's gonna, I mean, like I said, this thing was actually in really good shape. It just needed to be cleaned and then disassembled in areas. And now, and figured I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it right. So this thing's gonna be awesome. Stay tuned. Oh man, check that out. This is the start. We've got it all getting ready to go back together. So we've got our chassis. I did put our the stands for the steering on there. I like to get them on there and get them tight because sometimes I've had it where you go to unscrew the top plate and it unscrews these. So I get these Loctited in and nice and tight. So, and then when I assemble everything, I just drop it on there. We've got our motor, pinions on. If you look, this is the new V2 heatsink. So it's actually got a screw that holds it together. It's a full deal, and if you can, it's got all those mounting holes for fans. This makes it easy to do the dual fan setup. So we'll get our two fans over there. Here's the old style. You know, it's got the clip and everything, and they work fine. And you can actually, Campsite Carbon makes a really nice, you know, dual mount for it that screws into here with their adapter plate, and then you can do two with this. So I just thought, hey, this is the same one that was on the Creighton. If you saw a Creighton video, you know, you saw I did the dual fan setup on that. So to make it nice and easy, for now we're going to use the stock power setup because I think it makes pretty good power the way it is. We got our motor mount on. We got everything all cleaned up. Man, look at this mess. Dude, these hinge pins, you know, we talked about that. I mean, they were nasty. One of them, I think two of them are bent. Not bad. The bearings, the rear inners, locked up. Completely locked up. The outers, the front, the bearings were pretty trashed from that session. So I was planning on replacing those. So I did all that stuff. You see all the screws and all that other stuff is all rusty and stuff. So we got rid of all that. What was cool is like the M2C hinge pin kit and the Trio bulkheads come with all this new hardware. So I got a bunch of leftover new hardware that I'll keep and use, right? One thing I wanted to show you. We got our whole assemblies made, man. They came out nice. We got our M2C top plate, M2C 5mm carbon steering plate pieces, M2C center link. Man, this thing is so nice. I mean, it came out great. The shocks came out good. Everything just super clean. Really happy with it. The cool thing too about this steering setup, right? This new Servo Saver setup, when you buy the kit, it comes with all new hardware, the bushings for the center link too. And then, you know, normally they're bushed, right? This new setup is bearings, and they come with the bearings. So let me see, yeah. If you've ever seen the old piece that's got the bushings, right? And they work fine. But going to a bearing does make it a lot smoother. So yeah, we got this whole assembly all together. So then we'll go drop this on. We got our hot racing hinge pin piece on there. I couldn't use the M2C one because the way those pins recess into the mount, the the new EXB style pins won't recess in there. So went to the hot racing piece. It works good. I'm happy with it. So we got our front assembly done. We got our motor set up. We got our whole rear assembly done. Man, this thing is super clean too. I mean, it's super nice. These spacers are from Just Bash It. Normally those are plastic. So, man, just really happy with how well it all went together. Got everything shimmed on the diffs. So when we go to assemble it, we'll throw some grease up in here. We'll squirt some grease up in there. I got the gaskets for the bulkheads. The Big Rock and the new Creighton both use a gasket to seal it here, which is cool. This will work on any 6S. They're all the same because it's the same bulkhead. So just so you know. We got our EXB end links. These things are so much nicer. This is a 5mm turnbuckle. They're the same ones that are in the back. So, man, this thing is going to go together well. So the only way I really know how to do this is, I don't know. Do we just smack it together, put it on that thing? Let's find out. I think we'll do the motor mount first, get that all situated, and then we'll do the assemblies. All right, well, we got the motor mount on. Super simple, right? Look, when you make the assemblies, they just all go together, right? You put one on, you bolt the front on, you bolt the back on, and then you can start putting the motor on and everything else. So the easiest way I think to do this is to go, ready? 1, 2, 3, ready? Bang! Man, that fits all good. I will tell you, it is a little bit more difficult to get it all lined up when you got that gasket, right? I don't know if the gasket's really needed. I like the idea, but I have a feeling it'd be cool to like redesign it and use an O-ring that sits up in there, kind of like how the 8S ones are and some of the Traxxas ones are. But I think they were doing that so that the gasket be used on all the 6S line, which is cool. I think it's totally cool. So, yeah, it just took a little bit longer to like get it. And I will say, so I think the front holes in the trio bulkhead are off just like by like a millimeter or two. So, and that could be playing into it too. You gotta get things kind of started. You can't get anything tight. Just get everything started and then get it all together and then get it tight. And I mean, I would do that anyways, even with a plastic or even the Arrma bulkhead. Like that Arrma bulkhead that's on the new Creighton might fit in here better too. But I was like, I don't like that it's red. So, and the trio one's a lot cheaper and it's super duper nice. I mean, it does fit. You just got to finagle it just a little bit, I feel like. And I've used tons of trio parts. If you look at, all those monster trucks, King, Son of a Digger, King Sling, Gravedigger, they're all trioed out. I mean, they make really nice stuff. So, and I've been really happy with these bulkheads too. They all went together pretty nice. So, next up, same thing. 3, 2, 1, ready? Bang! Man, check that out. Everything just fits so perfect. M2C, man, you guys are just awesome. They do such a great job. These things are just so beautiful too. Yeah, I stuck the front one on too. Got that on. I think now, man, we just got a whole slew of stuff. We got the motor. We got all this stuff down here waiting to go in. I think we just need to slam that all in, right? Man, let's just go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bang! Man, this thing is so awesome. I almost don't want to drive it now. It came out so clean. I mean, wiring on the fans looks good. Everything fits excellent. Man, I think this is the ultimate mega 6S basher. I mean, it really is. It all came out really good. Super happy. Man, that servo fits in there good. That mount's so nice. It's so cheap and it's so nice. No more flexing mount everywhere. Tried to keep the cool theme of like the black and chrome, look. So, yeah, the bumpers all went on good. Man, those hinge pin braces all look so epic. Yeah, it all just fits great. Really happy with it. So, man, M2C, their stuff is just so nice. It all goes together really nice. It's all really well machined. Man, this Basher Queen carbon center brace. Can't find those anymore. I got lucky. Those things are super. They're the best, I think. I love them. So, man, I am pumped on how this thing came out. We're gonna throw the wheels and tires. Right now, we're gonna throw the stock wheels and tires on it. I have a set of Pro Lines for it. I forget what they are. What are they? Hang on, they're over here. They are the Badlands, but they are the belted setup. So, which I think would be good for how this thing runs. Probably a little less, definitely less air control. But we're gonna throw the stockers on there because they're in really good shape. See how it does. You never know. Eventually this thing may get some backflips. So, but man, check that whole thing out. I mean, it's so nice. It just goes together so nice. I mean, they thought about everything. It's a really well thought out system. Really happy with it. So, man, this is, like I said, I love the 6S line. Like, hands down, I think they're awesome. The size is good. They do a lot of fun stuff. And then I really like this long wheelbase. I love that Creighton too. Man, that thing is, I mean, that thing's stock. I mean, pretty much stock, you know. This thing is pretty much, I mean, technically, you know, it's got a little bit more weight now. But hopefully super basher proof. Let's go. Let's go test this thing. Let's go beat it up. All right. We just stored our X-Max over there. We don't know exactly where. We think we burnt out the ESC, but this is about the Big Rock. Man, look at this M2C gorgeousness. This thing is all M2C'd out. Let's see how it does. Let's give it its maiden voyage. You can get the body on.
Let's send it just full power down this and just hit that ramp as far and see how far it goes.
Like at the corner where that cement is, what if we just sended it off that and then it just hit the cage and then it just went flying into the road?
To the moon?
Yes.
The body is not being respectful.
These guys always want me to just send it. Well,
yes, full power, full power! Yes! Oh! That is so hard.
It makes like the dirt look like.
This thing is so thick. I forgot how thick this is. What if you make, like, just send off of this like that and just send?
You want to come back over here?
Yeah, like send it like that and just go like that. Like start up there and then just flat out send it.
You got us?
Yep. Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know if they can. Holy crap! That was crazy.
Oh. You pick him up?
Go. Wait, I think he just bent something. Whoa. Again?
Okay, something's unhappy.
He's doing that.
Man, what did we do to this thing?
Yeah.
Looks like I think the truck's okay. I think the truck's okay. I think we just tweaked the body a little bit.
Probably.
See if we can get it back on there.
Probably just a body. But that sun was crazy. Can we do it one more time? Because the sun got in the camera.
Okay.
We should not do that.
Yes, we're doing it again.
We'll do it one more time.
Because the sun might have got into the camera, I think. I don't know if they could see it, but we're going to do it again. Yes.
All right.
But what if you go What if you go second ramp, go up slow?
Oh, wait, we got people riding here. I just don't want to send it and hit somebody.
Yeah.
You don't want to hit them in the face. That would be bad.
Dude's donut.
You ready?
Yeah. Send it. Holy fudge.
Okay, don't.
It's only...
Up, Dash.
This thing is crazy. Oh! It's the back wheels aren't working no more.
Oh, they are. What did we... Oh! What do we blow out?
We just started using
We're
it.
missing a dog bone in the rear.
We see a dog bone?
So it's going to be over here somewhere.
Oh! I found it! It's over here.
We found that quick.
Dad, we found the dog bone.
It's bent.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, oh my god.
That is an M2C shock cap that just
That blew out.
destroyed. Oh, we got shock oil everywhere. I mean, look at the piece of the shock.
Wait, we should get out the battery like now.
Why?
Because what if we just keep on going?
We can't keep on going. I don't want to complete. Oh, it just destroyed that shock. I can't believe we blew out the shock cap. Look at that. It just destroyed it.
Okay, so
This dog bone is literally bent.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh my god.
that's a bent dog bone.
Yeah, we bet the dog
That's
bone
crazy.
too.
What if
Okay.
a dog just eats this?
Okay,
That would be fun.
so we have damaged this thing, both of these very well.
Yeah.
This thing takes some major abuse. That was a really hard hit at probably like
Yeah, we
50
should've-
miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you just send it, it doesn't always work so well, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think, guys?
But it
I
was
mean,
still an awesome
it's
send.
still an awesome setup. I love it. I love this truck. It drives so good. I mean, it does good flips and all this other. Man, I got shock all over my hand. But man, oh man, it just wrecked this shock. So that's not bad though. I mean, I can get a set of shock caps. Hopefully it didn't just destroy the rest of the shock. It probably did.
You shouldn't have anything carbon fiber.
That's not carbon fiber.
No, this.
That's just a carbon fiber top brace.
That's not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, man.
Gotta get that sand on there.
Yeah, trying to help us with that shock grease. Okay, so we appreciate all the support. Remember, in the description, we've got discount codes for Little Guy Racing Parts if you got your crawler and stuff too, because we love our crawlers too, along with all our bashers. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're gonna come back, of course, with some more of these Big Rock videos because this thing is such an animal. We're gonna change the tires on it too, because these things are not the best in the dirt, I feel like. So we're gonna throw some tires on it. We're gonna fix up this shock, and we'll be back. So comment, like, subscribe, share with all your buddies, your friends, everybody. We appreciate the support. Catch you on the next one.